Good morning. First off, before we begin, if you could join us in a moment of silence for the victims of the New Year's Day terrorist attack. Thank you. I'd first like to acknowledge the presence of the Senate President, who's with us today, Cameron Henry. Thank you, sir, for being with us, and all of our elected officials from Jefferson and Orleans Parish. Today is a celebration. It's an incredible partnership that for over 20 years has occurred between the New Orleans Saints and Pelicans and our trusted healthcare leader, Ochsner Health. Through continued innovation and a shared commitment to really revolutionize healthcare in New Orleans, throughout Louisiana and the Gulf South region. This renewed partnership is not just about business. 20 years ago, Ochsner Health became the official healthcare provider for the Saints, beginning an incredible relationship to ensure that our teams are not only game day ready, but continuing to set the standard in sports medicine and athlete care. Ochsner has also championed many community health initiatives, from youth fitness programs to health screenings, wellness campaigns, and so much more. The Saints, Pelicans, and Ochsner share a common mission to uplift and inspire New Orleans and the Gulf South region. This partnership illustrates how much can be achieved when we come together to support our city, our fans, and our future. Renewing this partnership further displays a commitment to excellence, not only on the field, but also on the court and in the community. As we embark upon the future of this incredible partnership, both teams and Ochsner Health remain committed to championing community programs, remain on the cutting edge of sports medicine, and continuing to be unwavering in its commitment to the health and wellness of this region. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would invite everyone to turn your attention to our screens for a review of that relationship over the years.
It's awesome always, just being able to get back to the community. And, obviously this is home for me. My little sister spent a lot of time in the hospital. And so, whenever I'm able to get back and come around and spend time, it's always, a really empowering feeling.
Jonathan Navin here, safety for the New Orleans Saints, and today I'm joined with two of my teammates, and we're at Ochsner Health Center for Children. Hey, so you gotta bend over here.
It's awesome to get in there in that environment and see the light on the kids' faces when we walk in.
We're able to spread love, spread light, and continue to encourage and uplift people, not only in this community but everywhere.
How you doing?
Hello, Alvarado.
I love your bowl. Yeah.
You like candy?
Marco had got in touch with my doctor and said that he wanted to see me on the sideline. I was nervous.
From that little time of me and him, the connection grew, and seen him after the game, and it just became really close friends after that.
Season, and you start to think about all the things that you have going on, and to take a step back and meet some of these people and hear their stories and feel the fight and the power, and it's been really inspiring and something great to be part of.
It's your bike. It's yours. Yeah. Come on, you gotta buckle up. Come on.
Mrs. Benson serves as the leader for both the New Orleans Saints and the New Orleans Pelicans. The New Orleans native is an accomplished business professional and philanthropist with strong ties to the local community. In addition to the Saints and Pelicans, Mrs. Benson also serves as the owner of 7 regional automotive dealerships, 3 collision centers, corporate realty, GMB Racing, and Benson Capital Partners. She remains dedicated to honoring her husband's legacy by contributing to the growth and enhancement of the Gulf South region. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce Mrs. Gail Benson.
Thank you, Mark, for that kind introduction. Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to see everyone here. Thank you for joining us today at the Ochsner Performance Center for such an exciting day. We are extremely grateful for Ochsner's many years of partnership and, more importantly, their steadfast commitment to the health and wellness of our community. As we announce today's long-term partnership extension between the Saints, Pelicans, and Ochsner, I would like to extend a sincere thank you to Pete November, his team, and the thousands of Ochsner employees across our region for their leadership and support of our teams and the communities we serve. Our relationship with Ochsner is truly a partnership based on a shared set of values and priorities, serving, inspiring, and caring for the people of our city, state, and Gulf South region. Ochsner recognizes the roles our teams play in uniting and inspiring our community and have been unwavering in supporting our team on and off the field. While I am not able to throw the football or make a basket goal for our teams, I do have a responsibility as owner to give our teams the resources they need to compete for championships. The facilities in which our players and coaches work, train, and receive nutrition along with treatment are vital in giving our teams the opportunity to compete at the very highest level. I am confident there is no superior training facility in the NFL or NBA, and it would not be possible without Ochsner's partnership. This partnership goes well beyond supporting our players, coaches, and staff. A priority for both our organizations is inspiring people through a number of community initiatives that are at the heart of this long-term agreement. Whether through player visits to patients, appearances, and programs to promote health and wellness in our region and other initiatives, our teams and Ochsner will make a lasting impact on the lives of thousands over the course of this agreement. Our teams and Ochsner fully recognize the unique position our organizations have in our community and the opportunity and responsibility we have to use our platforms to serve the people of our region. And through this partnership, we are excited about what we will be able to accomplish on behalf of the communities we both serve. Thank you once again, Pete, and the entire Ochsner organization for your investment in the success of our teams and the health and wellness of the people of New Orleans, Louisiana, and the Gulf South. We are looking forward to the success we will accomplish together for many years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Benson. Pete November is the Chief Executive Officer of Ochsner Health, Louisiana's leading nonprofit academic health system and one of the state's largest employers. Named CEO in 2022, he has held several senior leadership roles since joining Ochsner in 2012, driving key partnerships that expanded healthcare across the Gulf South. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pete November.
Good morning. It's an honor to be here with all of you to celebrate our partnership with Mrs. Benson, the Saints, the Pelicans, and the entire Benson team. I'd like to start by taking a moment to share my condolences to all those impacted by last week's unthinkable act of violence. Our prayers and our thoughts are with the victims and their loved ones. To the first responders and care teams who dedicated their tireless efforts to help people through the crisis, we say thank you. During the events, Ochsner's teams responded the way they always do, skillfully, compassionately, and caring for the patients while supporting their loved ones and each other. It is at times like these that we must remember how important it is to care for each other and to support our community. There's no question that tragedies like this impact our collective sense of safety, but there's also no question that New Orleans and the larger Louisiana and Gulf South communities are resilient in the face of tragedy. The spirit of culture of New Orleans is vibrant, and Ochsner is committed to supporting our community as we begin to heal. In honor of the victims, the families, the first responders, and caregivers, this morning Ochsner is proud to match the gift of $500,000 made by Mrs. Benson and the NFL to the Greater New Orleans Foundation. This will bring the total commitment from Mrs. Benson, the NFL, and Ochsner to $1.5 million. While there's no way to overcome the loss of a loved one, our hope is that these gifts will show everyone involved that they're not alone and we're here to support them. I now want to turn to the celebration of our partnership with the New Orleans Saints and Pelicans. For 20 years, we have worked together, as Mark said, to uplift and support the New Orleans and the Gulf South. Together, we will continue our work together for another 10 years and hopefully long beyond that. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude and respect for my friend, Mrs. Benson. Her unwavering support of our patients, their families, and Ochsner team members and the communities we all serve is remarkable. I'd also like to thank Dennis for his friendship and his leadership and his commitment to our partnership in the community. As many of you know, Dennis serves on our board, and that has been invaluable in strengthening our partnership and allowing us to work together to improve the community. And to the elected officials in attendance, I'd like to recognize you on behalf of all the members of our partnership for your hard work and your dedication to making New Orleans and the state of Louisiana the best it can be. I'd also like to thank you for your efforts to respond and recover during the past week. Our prayers are with you, and thank you for what you're doing. Finally, I want to take a moment to give appreciation to the entire Benson team. On the stage today, you'll see me, you'll see Mrs. Benson, and you'll see Dennis. What you don't see are the many members of our respective teams who are working together on a daily basis with the united goal of strengthening our partnership and making a better community for the region. To all of you involved in that important work, thank you. I do want to give a couple of examples of things that maybe you don't see from the outside of where we work together. First, on almost a weekly basis, we work with Mike Katz and Dennis and Ed and others on investing in companies, trying to bring jobs to the community. I'm convinced that these potential partnerships will create economic development and jobs, and that ultimately that will lead to all of our children staying here in Louisiana and raising their families. So thank you for that work that we do with you on that. We also work together to extend and support youth and bring new events to the city. For those of you who know Greg Bensel, I think everybody knows Greg Bensel. He calls all the time with a new idea about bringing things to the community, and we answer his phone call every time, sometimes reluctantly, but we always answer his phone call. But he does that for the city. He's always bringing new things, and last year he brought a new event to the city that nobody knows Greg was responsible for that. And we're proud that you call us, Greg, and we hope you'll keep on calling us. We may or may not answer. And finally, this was a really meaningful thing last week. Our teams were in the middle of taking care of patients who were, in some cases, passing away, talking to family members, explaining that they were about to lose a child. And while that was going on, I got a text from Dennis and Greg asking about how they could support a blood drive. And while that may sound like a small thing to you, when you're in the middle of talking to family members about passing away and you get a text like that, it was very meaningful. And I think that was a great example of the partnership. So thank you guys for your support there. And I also want to try to explain the impact that Mrs. Benson has had on Ochsner, our patients, and our team members. Thanks to her generosity and commitment to our patients, we have built world-class cancer programs that have saved lives and changed futures. While we're standing here this morning, there are patients receiving life-saving care at the Gail and Tom Benson Cancer Center. Without your support, that wouldn't be possible. So thank you. And you show that same dedication and compassion to our region's smallest patients. Ochsner's proud that for 4 years in a row, we've been named the #1 children's hospital in Louisiana. And we are thrilled to be able to begin this year the construction of a new state-of-the-art facility so we can care for more children. And that would not be possible without you, Mrs. Benson, so thank you. But I think what is more important even than all that is what you may not see all the time, and this happens almost on a weekly or daily basis, is Mrs. Benson's interaction with our team members and our patients and their families. About a month ago, Mrs. Benson went to Hancock, Mississippi, to our Hancock facility. And she brought with her, for the children, books and toys. And as apt to happen when she shows up, there were a lot more people there than she expected. And so in the middle of that, she realized that they didn't have enough books or toys with her at that moment. So I think she sent Grant and Sam to the car to get more books and toys. And she looked at me and she says, there's not a single kid that's going to leave here today without a gift or a toy. If we had run out of those, I'm pretty sure Sam and Grant were going to Walmart to buy some more toys for the kids because she was not leaving until they all had that. But those are special things, and she does that all the time. And nobody reads about that in the newspaper, but she does that because she cares for our patients and our community and all the team members that we have at Ochsner. So I hope you'll take away that this is so much more than a business relationship between our organizations. We're friends, we're colleagues bound together by a mutual commitment to help others and make a difference in our region. Thank you all again for being here today. It's a privilege and honor to partner with Mrs. Benson, the Saints, and the Pelicans. And we look forward to continuing to make a difference over the next 10 years together. Thank you. Thanks, Bud.
Thank you very much, Pete. Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Lauscha has served president of both the Saints and the Pelicans since 2012, and also, as Pete mentioned, serves on the board of Ochsner Health. In addition to his duties with the Saints and Pelicans, the New Orleans native maintains multiple roles within Mrs. Benson's business enterprises. He first joined the Saints in 1998 as treasurer and has led the renovation and expansion efforts of the facilities and administrative offices for the Ochsner Sports Performance Center, featuring some of the top practice and administrative facilities in professional sports. Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Lauscha.
Thank you, Mark. Thank everyone for being here. Sincerely, I truly appreciate it. Pete, absolutely echo what you said. Thanks to all the folks that made this sponsorship and this partnership happen. A lot of folks on our team worked very hard. I know a lot of folks on your team worked very hard. So thank you very much. 20 years, wow. I mean, it's a long time. You've helped so many of our players, so many of our coaches, so many of our staff. But the other thing you really helped, and we can't overlook this, is the amount of babies that you've birthed for us, the amount of times you were there in our most desperate times when our families were sick and you were there. For our elderly parents, you've always been there and always helped us through those difficult moments. And so I can't tell you enough how much we sincerely appreciate what Ochsner has meant to our organization and to our families. So thank you very much. I've been a board member, as Pete mentioned, and I've had the unique opportunity to get a peek behind the curtain at Ochsner. And I have to tell you, I am blown away. I am always blown away with the compassion, with professionalism, with the love, with the commitment to our community, and I can go on and on and on. It truly is, from Pete all the way through the entire staff at every organization. You have people that are really committed to humanity, committed to our organization, to our community, and I can't be more proud of any relationship that we have with the New Orleans Saints and my board membership. So again, Pete, thank you so very much for our relationship. Our two organizations, the other things that I see in our two organizations, which are so special for us and for me, is their commitment and our commitment to continuously improve the services that they deliver and the services and the things that we do throughout Mrs. Benson's organizations. We share that pursuit of continuous improvement. And as Pete said, whether that's through our innovation and our Benson Capital Partners or all the other types of things, we're constantly calling on each other saying, hey, this is what we see. Can you help us here? Or this is what they say. Can you help us there? And it truly has been a great partnership. Ochsner's pursuit of excellence has been absolutely outstanding. I see that at every board meeting, and I can promise you we share those same principles of the pursuit of excellence. And the other thing that Ms. Benson mentioned, and certainly Pete, and you see it in all the construction that's happened in Ochsner, we both share in that. We have to continually invest in our companies, invest in our organizations, invest in our people, and we both share that. We really and truly have a remarkable relationship when it comes to seeing the world through that lens. Beyond winning on the field and the basketball court, we want to make sure that this partnership continues to make a real difference in our community, just like I said, and a real difference, albeit whatever we can do to help the patients, the doctors, the nurses, and the staff at Ochsner. Our phone is always open to, so please call us. We will answer that call every time if there's anything we can do to help the folks of Ochsner. Again, I'll say thank you for everyone that's here today, particularly thank you to the Ochsner, to the board members who are here today, to our elected officials who are here today. Special thanks to Pete November, and thank you for being just such great leaders for our community and our organizations. Thank you very much.
Stay up. Dennis, stay up here. I'm going to ask Dennis to stay up on stage. I'm going to ask Mrs. Benson to please join us along with Mr. November on stage as well for a very special presentation. And this will be a great photo op for y'all. This is the tradition of the game ball being presented, both from the Pelicans and the Saints, to Pete November. Great. Thank you all very much. Before we close, we would like to also encourage you and your family and associates to donate blood to the victims of the New Year's Day attack. The Ochsner Mobile blood mobile truck is outside. When you walk outside, it'll be to your left, so please know that it's available for you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's press conference, and we thank all of you for being here to celebrate this incredible partnership. Here's to continued excellence. Thank you again to everyone from Ochsner Health for being a vital part of our New Orleans family. We will now begin our reception, which is occurring in the beautiful renovated area right behind you. We would also like to ask our elected officials, board members of Ochsner, and Saints officials to step forward. We're going to be doing some photo ops very quickly. Thank you so very much.